Hello, 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 and welcome to my channel. My name is Keona, and I don't know what we're doing today. I really don't know. I figure we're going to just chat. I'm going to start with WIP Chat. If I finish this and still have more to talk about, we'll turn it into just a Let's Chat. So that's the plan today. This is Meowie Christmas from Diamond Art Club and Eau Claire Studio. Eau Claire Studio is the artist. It's a snack-sized painting that I just haven't really gotten back to. Let's be honest. That's exactly what happened, is I haven't had time to get back to it. So I want to finish this section, which hasn't been started. So I'll be setting up the light pad and everything here in a second. Everything I am using Harbor Freight containers, Firefly Studio. I think it's Firefly Studio. Either ways, Firefly trays, the Switch Plus, the one I'm using for the rest of this. Diamond Pen Pal Roll Stop Lava Pen, and Keona Corner Putty, which I have not had to refill. I'm still using the same bit I started with, so luckily, let's hope it lasts for the last one, because I refilled near the end of the last painting, and so watch it not last for this section. We'll find out. You know how it goes. It's been crazy. I have a lot going on in my head right now. It's going to be a scatterbrain. You are warned. It is almost 5 o'clock, and I'm filming this because I've lost my brain. But there's a lot of things that lead up to that, and I will explain here shortly. But for now, let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is pause the video so I can fix the light pad situation, because I can't see without a light pad. I'm blind, okay? I'll be honest. I'm blind. I'm trying to make this as easy for me as possible and not hinder y'all. So give me 1 second. Okay, we are going to zoom in closer here in a second. I just wanted to make sure all my lighting and everything looks correct, because it's about to mess up as soon as I turn this thing on. That's how it always works. If the power was on. There we go. Maybe. Maybe. Hello? Am I leaving this in here? Yes, I am. Okay, the light is on for the surge protector. Let's try this again. Light, no. No. Why did you do this to me? What was that fell? I don't know. A cable fell? Not a cable to this. Alright. Take. Okay, now my little light's on. I don't know if you can see this. It wasn't on before. There we go. You want to turn the light down. Just enough that's useful for me, but not blinding for you. And cool white. There we go. There we go. Much better. We can actually start this now. Okay. I'm going to get up close and personal once we get this uncovered. So I've uncovered this a few times and left this here for hours. And my son likes to use my drafting table as a catch-all. I don't know what he's doing in here in the first place, but I'm not mad. You know, he's 17, and I'm taking advantage of all the time he wants to spend with mama. You know what I mean? Here, I'll use this opportunity to show y'all what I do, or how I've been filling those. I don't know if I have. I probably have, and I just don't remember. I'm getting all my stuff set up, and then we'll turn and talk. So, y'all remember the release papers I told y'all not to get rid of? Yeah. So now I just gotta find the empty one, because I don't see it in there, which means I probably had it setting it out. And my kid has been in here again. I'm not mad that he's spending time with me. I'm mad that he's just very take-over personality. He takes over the area he's in. And it's agitating when you have all your stuff around there. What's this? This is a Christmas present from his Aunt Debbie. On my table. On my table! Okay, give me 1 second, see if I can find this real quick, because I also noticed that the Meowie Christmas small sticker's gone, which means his disastrous behavior has continued. Okay, I found them both. Turns out he just put them in my big basket of diamond painting trays. So I'm not angry. I'm not angry. He did think about it. He did take over the area like he likes to do and all that. But we'll get into that in a second. I need to get my tweezers. That's what I was missing. Yay! Which was in the same basket, so. Okay. Here we go. Let's get up close and personal now. It's not too close. I'm trying to think about what would be best for y'all. It's gonna have to be that way. It is. Hold on a second. I picked up the tweezers and a drill flew across, and I'm making sure that it's not a drill that was on this painting, that it was probably one just on my desk real quick. It happens. The drafting table. Drills are all over the place. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's one from here. I want to clean some gunk out, but that's another reason why I don't like round is I was noticing while filming the intro here, there was fuzzy between some of the drills from my jacket. Sometimes I diamond paint with my jacket on, and you guys have seen me with all my hoodies. Today I don't have a hoodie on because I got the heat directly at me, so it's a non-issue. Okay. Release paper that I keep telling y'all to save, right? Release paper. After you've cut your section, or even before you've cut your section, go ahead. Peel it off the plastic. Diamond Art Club has the best plastic that this peels off of. I'm just telling you now. You've filled it, simple place. And if you want easy to place and easy to peel, the mystery style is the best for that. But the mystery style is not released in sheer vinyls for now. I might do it if it's requested. And of course, you can always get a custom. Okay, we got our tray ready. Let's start my little log here. Man, it took me 15 minutes to set all this up. Figures. The way it goes, right? Oh, goodness, I can't write. My 5 just looks really bad. Okay. Then I'll be able to add all this to my gems flow, and no big deal. Okay. Whew. How many times can I say okay one day? Or in 5 minutes? Take a drink. So how have your after holidays been going? Mine have been relaxing but crazy. Are they relaxing but crazy? Well, the Steam Summer Sale is going on right now. Don't know what Steam Summer Sale is? You're not a gamer. Okay, you probably are, but you don't use Steam. So Steam every year has a big summer or a big winter sale. I don't know why I said summer. They have a summer sale too, but they have a big winter sale. And this winter sale, I got myself a new game for $9. It's been out a couple years. It's been on my wish list for a while, so I went ahead and I got it. It's called Farm Together. I am addicted. I spend way too much time on it. I had to make a rule to only spend after like filming and stuff is done on it because of the fact that instead of filming, I want to play the game. Okay? And with everything going on with my studio, that means I spend the morning working on shop and studio stuff, and the afternoon, obviously, or evening in this case, filming. And then then after editing, releasing, and all that, that's when I can play. But at the same time, I've also been helping friends out with stuff, dealing with family stuff, because my family is a strong believer that your free time is also family time. And so if you have free time, they can come in anytime they want, and that whole big thing that happened when I was filming a couple days ago, was it? I mentioned it about the door situation. We're still bickering over that because it happens. And either way, in the end, I'm going to do it. So it's a non-issue. It's a non-issue. I'll deal with the repercussions after the fact. Alright. So we have all that going on. It's family time. Which, if y'all know me, yes, I like my family, but I also don't think you need to spend hours every single day with family, especially if you live in the same house. And so Josh and Michael are a great example. So Farm Together, I ended up buying it for Michael. Well, he paid $8 of the $9. Hold on a second. Sorry, that cough is still bothering me. Well, Michael paid $8 of the $9 that the game cost, and I covered the last dollar. Might as well. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to pick and place all of these. Well, we're going to keep doing it. And so he was playing Farm Together, and you can visit people's farms. So I visited his farm, and I watered some of his crops. I got a bonus, whatever. I think I only got like a 3-minute bonus. I didn't spend a lot of time there because you got to do a lot to build that bonus up. Well, I visit him, build up the bonus by 4 minutes, 4 minutes, and I go back to my farm. Well, I had told him that if he comes downstairs, I said this in his chat on his farm because each farm has like its own mini server at that point. I told him if he comes downstairs, I will tell him anything he needs to know about the game. Yeah, we're just gonna pour this out. And we can, like tips and all that, like how to fast travel, stuff like that, And he goes, okay. And he comes downstairs, and I show him the trees, the tractor, the gas station, all this stuff. And I go, this is why I said you need to do your quest so you can get the medals, so you can get your first gas pump, so you can use your tractor. And at the time, I had 6 gas pumps on my farm, so he filled up and started on his tractor, because you start with the tractor. You don't have to buy it. It's literally just, you need gas to use it, and that's how they kind of like gatekeep it. And so he gets there, and he's farming my trees. Next thing I know, he is placing trees all over my farm. I've already built him a grove at this point that he could just focus on. So he puts trees all over my farm, completely does it, and then he types, what's the sparkly thing that happens sometimes when I harvest the trees? And immediately after that, my internet dropped for a second, and he was kicked off the game. He used that opportunity to go to sleep, which is fine, And he came in today, and he goes, I don't know what happened, and he explained that, and then he goes, so what is that light up thing? And I go, it's gold nuggets. And I show him the whole process with the pawn shop and all that. So this is my new addiction, and it's really bad, because just one more crop, It's horrible. I love it. I'm going to continue to play it. You know what I mean? So, after all that said and done, that's how he and I are spending time together. While Josh, my 17-year-old, will come in here and spend hours on his phone. So, the night before last, he didn't have work the next day. He's at work right now, but he did have work the next day. So, he sat at my drafting table, this table I'm at right now. Oh, let me do that. Fine. And he just played on his phone. Because, Fetch, like the thing you scan receipts to get points, which, by the way, if anybody's interested in it, ask me. I can send you a refer code. No big deal. Just contact me through Discord. It's the easiest way. Discord DMs. Anyway, so. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So he's playing these games on his phone while I'm playing Farm Together. We have Friends playing on the TV, because that's my current background show. I love it. And we're not talking. Once in a while, we'll say something to each other, but it's just we are existing in the same space. And this is what I keep trying to explain to Noah, that that's the type of person I am. That's what I think spending time together is. You can exist in the same space and do what you want, and that's what we're doing. And yeah, there's conversation once in a while, but you can sit in silence, and it doesn't mess with you or anything like that. So that's how Josh and I have been spending our time together. And, he's 17, and he's going to leave the house in a year. Well, he's got a year and a half left of high school, and then he wants to go to UA. He keeps telling me, roll tide, Mom, roll tide. And, what was I saying? Oh. And so I'm gonna take whatever time he gives me. I really am. And the fact that he works in the afternoons, it's best that we get our time when we can. No big deal. Except when I'm trying to do something and I'm trying to help a friend, and all he's doing is talking about his hair, about how he needs to find this type of barber, da 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 da. And it's like, I love you, son, but I don't care. don't care. I really don't care. So, yeah. I was making sure. I didn't think I placed it on the right symbol. Uh, but some stuff's going on. But I need to cough 1 second. Man, this cough's killing me. So, some new events happened today. On the 11th, I applied for a few jobs. I got some position has been filled emails. I've gotten, you don't, one moment. That was that hubby walking in. The door makes so much noise. It's ridiculous. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so I got, notices that the position has been filled or you don't meet our criteria. Like, I never had an interview, nothing like that. Like, they go through the application's just not their thing, and that's it. Or, like I said, position has been filled. And so, one of the places I applied to, I hadn't gotten a word from yet. And I never answer my phone, mind you. Never. That's what voicemail is for. But my voicemail is also full, so that's the hilarious part. So, early this afternoon, my phone rings, and I recognize it does the caller ID thing. And it's for the place one of the places I applied to. So I answer it. And I'm gonna keep this to myself right now, like where it is and all that, the details. But I had a phone interview. And she goes, "Okay, I'm going to send you the offer over right now. All you have to do is pass a background check and we will schedule your orientation." So I got a job. I got a job that starts pretty much as soon as my background check clears, which I did that. I filled out all my paperwork. I even filled out direct deposit, all that other stuff, and it's like, whoa, I haven't worked in 18 years. Like, I've worked for myself, but I haven't worked for somebody else in 18 years. And, wow. So, I lived in Louisiana when Rita and Katrina hit. And I worked for Chevron Texaco, but I didn't actually work for them. I worked for a temping agency. And I did the Chevron Texaco merger. They needed data entry positions, and that's what I did 18 years ago. Before that, I worked at Hickory Farms, Liberty Tax, and Macy's, and so I can do tax returns, and I've worked sales. And as you notice, Hickory Farms, that's a holiday only kiosk. The only job I worked that wasn't temporary was Liberty Tax because of the fact that it's a year-round thing. It's just, and I was one of those employees that were year-round and not just for the season because I was the assistant office manager and a tax preparer because everybody's a tax preparer unless you work marketing, that's how I got in. I was working as Lady Liberty, which is their marketing position. So that's how I started, right during Christmas season when I was working Hickory Farms and Macy's. No, it was before I was working Macy's. I think I was 17. I just turned 17. So no big deal. Anyway, I've been working since I was about 16 years old at this point. My first job was newspaper delivery. But anywho, I worked from 16 to 19 and then when I got pregnant with Joshua, I didn't go back to work after the Chevron Texaco stuff because I got pregnant with Joshua. I was 19, obviously, and then I ended up moving back to Florida, and I had him in Florida, and then we moved to Texas. I'm doing a brief summary, okay? Because none of this is important details. None of it is important details, okay? Well, when I moved to Texas, and we were living in an apartment and everything else. Bills apparently, and I don't even know if these are the right color. It doesn't matter because this is the last section. What happens? What happens? We're gonna get this miscolor out. maybe. Have you guys ever tried to pick up a round with tweezers? It's hard. It's hard. So, move to Florida, or move to Texas, whatever. Noah's got a good job. Noah. Mr. Keona's got a good job. That's his name. Don't get it wrong. He's got a good job and everything else, and we did the math. If I were to go back to work, because it had to be entry level, so which means the most I would probably get paid is between $9 and $10 an hour, because I think I've had one job that was less than $9 an hour, and so I was like, $9 an hour is a good starting point, and this is back in 2007. So no matter what, I'd have a minimum requirement of $9 an hour back then. Just think, minimum wage hasn't moved since 2009, and it's only moved up to $7.25. Okay? I don't even know what it was back then. I just had my limit, which was still close enough to minimum wage to not be an issue, especially being entry level. And we did the math and everything, and if I worked, full-time daycare would cost more than my pay. And being 20 years old, I didn't think about the consequences of that, because you don't think about moving up in a company, you don't think about raises or, future possibilities. All you're thinking about is, okay, if it's going to cost me more to work than it will be to not work, I'm not going to work. And honestly, looking back, and I want to tell this, if you are a new mom and you and your husband have decided that it makes more sense for you to stay at home because it would cost more for you to work, but you can afford that costing more for you to work, like say it's $7 an hour to work to get paid, but daycare is $8 an hour, I'm going to tell you now. Take the job. If your husband can cover the extra on the daycare, take the job. Why do I say that? I have been trying to get a job for a few years now, and my job history is so old, except for working for myself, that my resume is pretty much blank, and having zero job history makes it harder to get a job. Then let's talk about the benefits of being with a company. So say you start your job with your $8 an hour, right? Say $8 an hour. We're doing this more realistically because of daycare, right? So say, yeah, it's $8 an hour. Your daycare is going to cost you $100 a week, and you're making after taxes $200 a week. Nope, that's wrong. I'm trying to think of what Josh makes. Josh works part-time. And actually, daycare is more like it's $150 a week. Okay, Josh working part-time makes about $150 a week. Okay? Daycare is $150 a week. So basically, you are breaking even, right? But in 60 days, that's when raises usually start. 60 days from employment. It may be a 50-cent raise, but now you're getting, let's see, he's making $150 at $750. So a 50-cent raise. I'm not doing the math. No, I'm not. But you get the point. You're now getting a profit for working. Okay? And say 6 months down the road, you get another 50-cent raise. Or a year down the road, because usually they're annual raises. And we're talking grocery stores, fast food, restaurants, not waitressing, because that's tip-based, and I don't want to do math for that, right? So you do all that, right? I keep saying right. So you do all the work. Yeah, you've put in the time. Not only have you now gotten a dollar raise after 1 or 2 years, right? You are now making profit while your child is in daycare, or even barely breaking even. Because what if we're upside down? You're barely breaking even, but now you have a year, a job history. So this is when you are now looking for a new job to replace that job. You replace that job with your job experience now, right? Before you've quit, you are looking for a job, And if they ask you why you're leaving your current employer, is to look for better opportunities. Very simple, you know? And as you do that, you have gone up again, or you stay the same, but you have a better potential of raise or whatever. Doesn't matter, right? But say 18 years of barely breaking even on, actually, we won't do 18 years. Yeah, I haven't worked really in 18 years, but we're not going to do 18 years. What we're going to do is, I was trying to get a job when the oldest was 14. So 14 years. 14 years of no job experiences were versus 14 years of working. You see what I'm saying? So you've now padded your resume with some job history. So by the time you're at my point, you're not sitting there fighting with teenagers for the same jobs and all that. You have moved up into industries, everything else, and honestly, by 14, your daycare would have changed because instead you would be, uh, probably by the time they're 12, they're staying alone, you know. I don't know. It all depends on your state. Uh, Texas is a maturity level, and my son at 12 was a lot different than like my nephews at 12. Like I wouldn't my 12-year-old nephew who turns 13 next month, I wouldn't leave him home alone. Does that make sense? But Josh at 12 I would. Josh started babysitting his brother. He never babysat both. So he started babysitting his brother when he was about 13. Sam was put that on the right spot. No. Why was I thinking I was doing that symbol? At least I haven't done that multiple times in the same area. Because it's usually the same area I change things up. So, Josh never watched his sister because she was also a mature child. Right, but, we're good. So, started watching Michael at 13. Michael is 4 years younger than Josh, so Michael was 9. Basically, and even then, it was, I'm going to the grocery store, I'll be back in an hour. I was always nearby, stuff like that, because I still, getting into that, getting used to that is the hardest part, the giving your children responsibilities. So, yeah. So, by the time you have a 14-year-old, they can, 1, babysit their siblings, 2, you left and with responsibilities, so you don't have all that daycare thing, and maybe you have allowance, whatever. But at the same time, your husband also has better pay, better job. The thing is, when I was 20, I just thought how much daycare would cost, and I didn't think about the social benefits. I didn't think about the freedom, because as a stay-at-home mom, there is no freedom. There absolutely is no freedom. And I had to deal with other issues that I'm not going to talk about here, so. Anywho. But, so, like I said, if you are a new mom, and you're like, oh, it'll cost the same amount, my entire paycheck would just go to daycare, do it. Do it. Because guess what? You wouldn't be getting paid, but you'd be staying at home with a toddler or whatever. And I get, if you want to have those years or whatever, work part-time. Work part-time. You still get that time, but you also get that time to yourself. And that time to yourself, do not sleep on that time to yourself. As somebody who was that stay-at-home full-time mom, and to this day, the still primary caregiver of her children that are teenage age, 13, 15, and 17. You know what I mean? Take the part-time job. Get yourself out of the house a couple days a week. Daycare a couple days a week isn't that expensive, right? It's worth it. Do the gig jobs if you have to. Uber Eats. But honestly, I'm really talking about the social aspect of work too. And so that's why we're talking about traditional jobs instead of just Uber Eats. Because I did Uber, Lyft, Amazon Flex. I did all that. I tried Uber Eats and it wasn't my thing because the pay difference between Uber Plus, or what's it called? Big vehicles. You know what I'm talking about? I drive an SUV. Okay, that's the easiest way to put it. Uber XL, that's what it's called. The pay difference between Uber XL and Uber Eats. I don't know anybody who would do Uber Eats willingly. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But even then, that freedom away from the house, doing that stuff was a big deal. But I missed out on the social aspects. And here I am at 37 years old, and I still have social problems. I can't read cues. I am very socially awkward. And I have extreme high anxiety that has been helped a lot with streaming and content creation. But at the same time, the way my family works, content creation is a hobby. You can't treat it as a job. And even if you make money, it's not as important as I make it to be, according to my family. So you get the point. My family doesn't like the fact that I take my time and I come out here and do like that. I didn't even talk to them and said I'm doing Vlogmas. You know what I mean? Because now that my kids are older and my family's older, I don't have to take that into consideration. As long as they're taken care of. And oh my god, I don't know why I'm doing this. There's huge blocks that need to be done with this. This is a percentage sign, by the way. This is going to end up being a WIP Chat because I didn't realize how much line blocking and confetti there was in this. It's not a lot of confetti, it's more line blocking. But yeah. So, my family doesn't take it seriously like I do. That's a whole different thing. And I don't know. But anyway. So a job where you work for a different person instead of yourself, like I'm telling you, they don't even take my Etsy very seriously, which drives me insane. My husband goes, "Oh, you're outside at work hours. That means you need to, it's family time." And I go, and I explain to him when you own your own business and you're working for yourself, that whatever you put in is what you receive. And the past few months, to where I've been busy with other things besides just the shop, has shown in my sales and everything else. Yes, I know it's slow time, but I haven't been able to get restocks out. I've been like Vlogmas alone has put it to where I don't have the time for restocks. The fact that I'm also working on organizing the entire studio. Yeah. And that is a good time to segue in what's going to happen to the shop with me having a job. Nothing. Nothing. I'm still going to do restocks. Wax minders are on a made to order, and I do have 1 week processing. So 1 week processing allows me time to put wax minders on made to order. So I list what I can make comfortably in a week's time. That's what it is. Like, I know for a fact I can make 10 minders, no problem, or 2 of each color. That's how I do it. It's 2 of each color. I know I can make that no problem and still have time to myself in a week's time. So if somebody were to buy out every single wax minder in stock, I'd still be fine. So that's how I list them when I do list them when it comes to wax minders. And also when I go to make them, I make extras. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't have to make that one. You know what I mean? So the wax minders won't be an issue. The label frames and the section frames, I do them in batches, so those will just be restocks. And in the end, as long as I don't do made to orders for those, and I keep custom orders to a minimum. Well, not to a minimum, but I understand the processing time that comes with a custom order, which, by the way, is 1 week if I had the vinyl with me, 1 to 2 weeks if I have the vinyl with me, and it's 3 weeks if I have to order the vinyl. Sorry, I had to think real quick. Yeah, so custom orders are still, it's all doable, especially with the fact that it's a part-time job. And I'm going to be able to still do my YouTube. I'm hoping, since I won't be doing daily videos on YouTube, I'll be able to do my TikTok again, because I have a mystery painting that's the D20 series that I would like to finish one day, but it's also confetti hell, so I don't look forward to it. I don't like confetti. I don't like confetti hell. I can handle a little bit, but when the whole thing, which, yes, you're thinking, that penguin painting that made you almost cry, it's confetti hell. Yes, but it's worth it. Penguins. Penguins. Watch there be another percentage sign that I'm missing as I go to pick this up. I always look as I'm going to dump to make sure. Sometimes I don't think I make any sense. Look, he's feeling out nice today. Oh, I need a drink. I need a drink. I need a drink. Sorry, I'm ordering these by what I'm doing while I drink my coffee. And I'm going to stack them. Like, this is my first stack. I'm going to be doing the black first. Stars. P. Oh, there's a hashtag right there, so we'll put the hashtag between the stars and the P. And I stack it at 3 like that, so it doesn't tip over. I mean, it still can tip over, but it has less of a chance. Okay, so we have 8. Drink time. Am I singing Come On Eileen while I drink? Yes. Well, I'm humming it. That counts, right? Okay, equal sign. We also have an X here. No, Y. X. Y. Actually, these look like I can single place them real quick. I like doing that. Like when I'm sitting here trying to pull them out to put them in order. What can I single place? That was my tray. I was sitting on the edge of the light pad, and when I put my arm down, it pushed it down. So I'm excited for the job opportunity. All I had to do is pass a background check, and so I'm looking forward to it. And they have day 1 benefits because it is a corporation, a major corporation. My job is still an entry-level position, but at least, like I said, day 1 benefits. I'm looking forward to them. Not day 1 health benefits, that's 60 days, which I'm not too concerned about because I'm on Mr. Keona's insurance. But it'll be nice to get a job history, and build up and, prepare for my future instead of just relying always on the shop to do well or this, that, whatever. Like, I have a college education to pay for that I plan on. I plan on going to college. I plan on double majoring in business administration and sorry, making fun of myself. Business administration and digital media communications, which is a fancy term for social media. You notice how it's all working around my content creation? I will probably never quit creating content. I love it. I love it so much. And it's so good for my mental health and my social skills. So you never have to worry about me running away and leaving y'all. Maybe disappearing for a while, but not running away and leaving. By the way, you want to keep up to date with me and know where I'm at all times, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, Discord, whatever. Go down in the comments, or go down in the information below in the Discord section. Or the link for the Discord's in there. Wow. The link for the Discord. The link. Sorry, I was doing a time check. Yeah, it looks like we're just going to complete this section. I want to kit it down on video. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to kit down on video. I might just want to get it out of the way. Or I might do a double kit down. Because I want to start on Carolers. And it's the 27th. So that means that if I want to get it done by the new year, I got to start it soon. Which now, I went from never wanting to diamond paint to as long as I have the time. because I got into this point to where it became such a chore because of the time lapsing, which I am still going to do the time lapse. Part 3 will release in January for the Magician Table. Part 3 releases. I know it's not week 3 like it's supposed to be. It's part 3. Part 3 will release in January. I need to put all the clips together, and I need to do an ending clip for that. And then, I know I need to finish it, but I'd like to start that penguin painting. But at the same time, we got an event coming up. The past 2 years, you'll know I've been diamond painting for 2 years. And my first diamond art club I ever did was Into Wonderland by JoJo's Art, which is an Alice in Wonderland diamond painting from JoJo's Art. And I did it. I finished all my like cheapy Amazon kits, like my diamond dots, all my ones that aren't the same quality as DAC before I started my DAC. And I started it a little late for the event, but I started it for the Alice in Winter Wonderland event. And so my first diamond painting ever was an Alice in Wonderland diamond painting, and it was an Alice in Wonderland diamond painting event by Life with Lindsay. Wow, I'm sorry, I couldn't talk, so I had to do the little bleh thing to get words out of my mouth. Yeah, so Life with Lindsay hosts a diamond painting event every year that's Alice in Wonderland. So I did it last year, and I did it the year before, so I kept saying, oh, my next one will be, my first one in 2021 or 2024 will be Penguin Harmony. No. I'm going to be honest with you. Penguin Harmony is too large to be my first one and still do the Alice in Winter Wonderland event. So I will be doing my Alice kit first, and then we can talk about Penguin Harmony. And here's my order right now. As of today is the 27th. I am going to finish this painting. Then I am going to start and finish Carolers, and I might time-lapse that one. I'm not too sure. I haven't decided yet. Then I am going to, by then, it'll definitely be the first of the year. So I will kit up Alice, which will be a video, and I will go ahead and do Alice, which will be a time-lapse as well. That one I will time-lapse. Which Alice is, by Lord Chris? Give me a second, I'll tell you. Oh, my knee just popped. Omni! I just had it. Luckily, it wasn't my bad knee that popped. Which, we need to get to looking for that, too. I literally just had it, and I lost it. My notebook that I hold all my stickers in. My sticker sheets. Which means it's probably in a very obvious place. 1 second. It wasn't in an obvious place. The reason why I couldn't see it was the tote was in the way. But it was on top, or it was technically inside one of my tool bags. So, I have enough drills down that this isn't on top of it. So, we go into my A section here. Okay. I'm going to hold this with my hand while we go through. Keep it above things so everybody feels better. There it is. Alice by Lord Gris. It's a round. Which I've already unboxed this on my channel, and if I remember, it'll be up in the eye right now. Y'all ever wonder why I do so many points with my finger? That's to let me know, and I time it with my finger. So that's the one I'm going to be doing for Alice in a Winter Wonderland. I look all year round for Alice in Wonderland kits, and I only buy the ones that I absolutely love, and I buy them when they release or when they come back in stock. And that way, I can have them and have them unboxed at least by the time Alice in Winter Wonderland comes around. And if I remember correctly, I unboxed that January or February last year. Like I said, it's in the eye. You'll find it. And I think it was before I was really comfortable with the camera. Which is weird because I did Vlogmas last year, which was WIP Chat every single day, along with a time lapse because I did a painting with it. And I honestly think I might do it that way next year. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Have not decided. Look, we got 12 months until the next Vlogmas. I do like doing this every day in December. So it's a Vlogmas plus an extra 6 days. Which, like I did tell you, the New Year's Eve one will have a different thumbnail. It might not even have Vlogmas in the title, but I will include it at the bottom of the playlist in the Vlogmas playlist. That way, so you still have it. I'm trying to finish this now. Now I'm dedicated to finish it after seeing how close I am. Literally, this is all I have left. Is this section we're working on right now. And yes, I know my chair is still squeaking. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. But you know what? It's just a representation of my life. My life squeaks. So behind my chair right now is a box that says muscle rack on it, which is a metal rack with like particle board shelves. I don't know, they just sit in. I already have one that's sitting to the left of me right now. So the second one's going to sit right next to that one, and it's going to hold my stock, along with other things. Like I have a toaster oven that I use for crafts and stuff like that, and those will be on the bottom shelves. My laminator is currently sitting on the bottom shelf of the one I currently have put up. But yeah, so that's my next thing with this office is I'm going to put that together and put that in place. Then I need to clean the mess around my drafting table, because there's washi tape, like a container of washi tape, a couple diamond paintings, you know, just things that I end up sitting there that stay there. So I need to clean up all around there. And next would be to clear off both my rugs. So I have some cheap bargain hunt rugs on my floor. And I have cats. So cats that had to be litter trained. Now they are litter trained, but you get the point. Even with enough shampoo and all that. Yeah, I bought a new rug. I bought a new rug to replace it. Okay. Damn it. So, I'm going to clear off the rug, roll them up, throw them out. We're going to see if we can clean them first, but again, at $25 a piece for 4x6 rugs, if I can't get them clean, it's not much of a loss. It's $25. And I got one off of, I bought 2 rugs. I bought one off the TikTok shop, but before that, I bought one off of Amazon. I paid 40 for the one on Amazon, because I go, I've been putting down 2 $25 rugs from Bargain Hunt. What if I just find a rug big enough to fit the area for less than 50 or less? Basically spending the same amount of money, but don't have to put 2 rugs down. That was the whole point. And so I got one from Amazon, and then when I was shopping on when I was not shopping, but watching TikTok, everybody kept talking about this large area rug, and I'm like, $17. Sure, we'll try it. And that came in, and I haven't even seen the size yet, because they did everything. I don't even remember what the sizing was, but there were comments about it, because they do have reviews and all that the sizes are not accurate. And so I got the extra large one, which is so many centimeters by so many centimeters, and I really can't think of the math to it. I know it was over 100 centimeters. I know that much, but that doesn't help me none, because 60 centimeters is 2 feet. And I learned that from diamond painting. Diamond painting, teaching me metric. But anyway, so I have that, and I also have the Amazon rug, which I don't remember the size, but it's big enough to cover the whole area. And now with the plastic up on the ceiling, which we still haven't fixed the roof because it's been raining. Like, I haven't gone up there like I said I was, because it's raining. It's frustrating. Anyway, with the plastic up, I can now put a rug on the other half of the room. So I might be able to put both rugs down, but the one from TikTok is gray. The one from Amazon is purple. So I don't know. I don't know if they're going to look well together. Which, last time y'all heard from me, y'all heard that we're having a second Christmas with the rest of my family. I don't know if they're on their way or not. So my big brother is supposed to be heading here today. But at the same time, they would have to pretty much spend a day here and then turn around and go back to Texas because the girls have to work. And I go, and my nieces are, thinking 20, I want to say. Hold on, I got math. I was 16 when she was born, so about to turn 21 because she's a January baby, and about to turn 20 because the other one's a February baby. That's my oldest nieces, and they have to work, and I told them take the day off, take some time off. You've worked at your jobs long enough, you should be able to take time off. But yeah, some things like, so the last time all of the grandkids were together was for my stepdad's funeral, and we were trying to get them together for Christmas, and it didn't work out because of money issues for my brother. Like, it cost way too much, and he was waiting for a check, and he got the check, but now it's so late, I don't know if he's coming or not. I'll find out tomorrow, because second Christmas is tomorrow. But, and the big deal is we're trying to get everybody together because my mom is not a spring chicken. She's 67 with health issues. She's diabetic and it's not under control. She has stents in her heart, vertigo. It's just, it would take me an entire WIP Chat to explain all her medical issues. So we're not going to do that. But, she's not in the best shape, and with God knows what could happen around the corner, it would be nice for her to have her grandkids together for something that wasn't a funeral. All of them together, one last time. And with the fact that Josh will be 18 next year, and Stan will be 16, and then my other niece, my nephew is turning 18 next year. My younger nieces are turning 14 and 17, I think. I had to remember that Kylie and Robert are a year apart to the day. Yeah. Y'all think I had a lot with 3 kids 2 years apart each? No. My brother did 5 kids, and the first 2 are 13 months apart. Then the second 2, so the second oldest niece and my nephew are, oh my god, thank you. So he was born in 2006. That would make him turning 18 next year. I know that. She's turning 20. So they're 2 years apart. A little over 2 years apart. Sorry, it took me a second there. I had to math. They're a little over 2 years apart. I think they actually might be the biggest gap, but I'm not too sure. Because then my niece came in a year to the day after my nephew. And then the youngest niece is 2010. So, yeah, 2 years is the greatest. It's like 2 years and 2 months. Yeah. While my largest gap is Sam and Michael. Sam's an April baby. Michael's mid-July. So, May, June. Yeah. 2 years, 2 months, and 2 weeks in difference. Triple twos. Sam and Josh are Irish twins. So, they're 18 months apart. Huh. People would make fun of me, and I'm like, have you not seen Patrick's gap? Don't talk about my gap until you start talking about Patrick's gap. That's my brother. My little brother has 2. One is 12. I know that. The other one, I don't know how old he is. So, my nephews, my little brother's kids, act a lot younger than what they are. Like, the 12-year-old's about to turn 13 next month. I keep thinking he's 9. And I think the other one's 8 or 9, but he acts like he's 5 4 or 5. And so getting an accurate point on their age, unless I remember the year they were born, the only reason I can remember the oldest one is because he is 6 months younger than Michael. Yeah, I use my own kid as comparison. Makes it easier. Look at that. We almost done. And it's weird because of the fact that, so Patrick and I were not soft on our kids. We weren't hard. I wasn't super hard, to be honest. Mr. Keona, he was a little hard, strict. But at the same time, as my kids got older, I stopped treating them like kids. I started treating them with respect. That starting to teach them how to do things like microwave ramen, for example, stuff like that. Because one day they were going to be adults. I started giving them the latchkey treatment that I had because my mom had to work, but with mom there and supervision. That's what they got to be prepared for adults. If my 13-year-old tomorrow had to go and be an adult, he could do it. You know what I mean? And I'm sure he could rely on help from his brother if needed. But yeah, if all my kids had to be an adult tomorrow, like, oh, I have no wood around me. I have no wood around me. I have no wood around me. Hold on. I gotta go knock on wood. So if Mr. Keona and I were to die tomorrow, I had to knock on wood, and they had to take care of themselves, they could. That was my worst thing. I never wanted them to be, like, one, tossed out at 18 and not know what to do. Not that we would toss them out, but you know what I mean. I wanted them to be able to take care of themselves. But, so again, like a latchkey kid, but with supervision. Mom was always there. And, again, I just told you about how I was a stay-at-home mom for how many years? For 17 years now. I got a piece of trash on. So, while Patrick has the same parenting style that Chris does, which Chris is the little brother, Patrick's the big brother, right? So, they have similar parenting styles, except Patrick's kids they helped take care of the house. Because Patrick was used to he was in the military, and he likes a clean space and everything else, so you're going to clean up after yourself. You're going to learn how to do dishes. You're going to take the trash out. You know what I mean? All the chores and stuff, and made sure the house was spotless. And I don't know if it was that structure instead of the whole, go play. Get out of my, my brother's that type to where he's strict with his kids, but it's go play, get out of my face. Why are you causing stuff? Why are you destroying things? Stuff like that. It's really hard to explain without insulting him, and I'm not going to do that. Hold on, I'm just writing this down. What was that? That was C3, right? C3. When I go to write it in the journal, will be good. Look, we finished it. Finished it. So, when it comes to Patrick and his military style discipline with structure versus just discipline, that's the difference between my brothers. And so we didn't have to worry about Patrick's kids becoming adults because of that structure, I want to say. Because of the way, at the same time, you are also taking care of the household while you have all that discipline. You have the structure. Again, it's just discipline and structure. It's really hard to explain, but that's the best way I have for you. Move over. I want to see it. Look at it. Yeah, I know, my coffee's not there. It's actually sitting off to the side, see? We'll sit here and chat for a minute. So I think that's the big difference because, again, like I said, all of our kids act their age or older. Talking about my 3, Patrick's 5. But Chris's act so much younger. And I honestly think it's the whole structure part. Again, Patrick and Chris have similar disciplines, while Patrick and I have similar structures. I'm my kid's best friend, I'll be honest. I'm my kid's best friend. It's a mutual respect thing going on. I ask them to do something, they'll whine and fight about it, but then I'll sit there and I'm like, everybody's living in this house, and I explain it to them. Instead of like, I said so. No, I explain it to them. Okay, I don't even know how many hours we have in on this. I will probably kit it down, to be honest. Kit it down off screen because I still have to finish cleaning up everything. 20, 30, that's 50, 30, that's an hour 20. You know, I will let y'all know in a different time. I will let y'all know in a different time because I'm not going to add this all up. I'm going to throw it in my Gym Flow app. That's what's going to happen. Either way, thank you guys for hanging out with me and just letting me chat. You know, a nice little whip and chat here, which was supposed to be more, but I'm glad that it was just a whip and chat at this point. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for enjoying Vlogmas or spending time with Vlogmas. If you are new to Vlogmas, yeah, buckle up. It's a ride. I don't know. Either way, like the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. Maybe I asked questions. I don't remember. I have ADHD. I forgot what I said 2 minutes ago. Anyway, if this is your first Vlogmas, the playlist is right over here on the left. If you haven't subscribed yet, you can click on my face on the right to subscribe. And up in the right above that is just the best video for you. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video, day 28 Vlogmas tomorrow. Bye.